Voice of the people.
From New Englandville studio, good morning and welcome to the final edition of the program Good Morning Salone for this week, where they come to you live from Society for a Democracy 98.1 FM. Today, na Friday, May 8, 2020. Where they bring you this Friday edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Musa Eskamana Minim.
And Mina Khadija Bangora, good morning. Inside the program this Friday morning, as the European Union, the member EU Day, the ambassador na Salone, Tom Vance, say EU go continue for support Salone with development projects them. The matron at the Connaught Hospital, Safula Mami Mansare, say the number of patients them will be they go at the hospital don't reduce because of the coronavirus. And today inside the program, we go talk to the Director General and the Petroleum Directorate, Timothy Kaba. We go talk about the offshore chain block, where they don't give license to two companies them for begin the operation.
Well, these and plenty other stories them did at the program for you. Plus, you go know waiting the Karakura project way purposeful go begin implementing at the country they bought and Wakabot self day inside the program for you. Members say they listen we live on the internet on www.tradedemocracy.sl, courts of Osiwa and powered by Africell. You can be part of the program by making send text message to the number 0779819181, 0779819181 and the number for sending text message and be part of the program Good Morning Salone.
We dey continue with the program and we dey go na the Salone Red Cross. As Salone they join other countries them for celebrate the World Red Cross Day. The Secretary General and Chief Executive na the Salone Red Cross Society, Paulo Sandy, don't say they don't train master sabi people them we go mix pan community engagement for help fight the coronavirus where they now na the country. This is say na part of the activity them where then they do for this year for celebrate the World Red Cross Day all over the country. Paulo Sandy talk more to Wani Gauja inside this interview.
Well, Red Cross is a humanitarian organization and auxiliary to public authorities in all humanitarian issues. So the Sierra Leone Red Cross Society, precisely, they established in 1962 by an act of parliament, will be an auxiliary to government in the humanitarian field. So from the establishment, we don't help all vulnerable communities across Sierra Leone with all humanitarian issues, including response to disasters, response to public health emergencies, but even before disasters and public health emergencies within our community, then they would help for build resilience, would they do disaster risk reduction, disaster preparedness activities, and generally the work of Red Cross now for alleviate human suffering and promote respect for human dignity. Generally, in the work and the way we do. So, how will they achieve that? We get volunteers across the country. In Sierra Leone, precisely, we get over 18,000 community-based volunteers them, where we depend on for do the work where we do.
So, based on all waiting una they do and Salone they join other country then for celebrate World Red Cross Day, May 8 every year. This year, what una get for celebrate?
Well, you know, this is a very difficult year for the world at large. Previously, every year where we get the World Red Cross Red Crescent Day celebration, we bring camp with volunteers from all across the country. We get 14 branches, we bring them camp na Freetown or some other branch where we can choose, and we celebrate the good work where we volunteer and don't do all through the year, but also they celebrate them bravery, the sacrifices where they make every day for keep with commitment to humanity. And looking at this year, it's a very challenging year. We don't see how COVID-19 don't put the whole world to its knees. And so even in the midst of these challenging times, we volunteer and don't show exemplary bravery for take the front line. Across the world and indeed across Sierra Leone, we don't see we volunteers, then they do amazing things. So even though we're not able to congregate this year, we think it's necessary for let we celebrate with volunteers them, but appreciate the good work that they do, and for also keep we reminded, say, all what they do in line with we 7 fundamental principles.
Okay, so from 1948, where una don they celebrate the World Red Cross Day, what una feel say now una impact una don't create from that end to now?
The Red Cross movement are the biggest humanitarian network in the whole world. For bring and come down to Sierra Leone, we see during the war, we see Red Cross volunteers across the country, they help they help with people them will be wounded, with displaced people them, and we also do tracing activities, we do blood services, we do community health services, we do some development work na vulnerable communities. We also see during the Ebola outbreak, we see how we volunteer and sacrifice their own lives them, and take lead on things like safe and dignified burial, contact tracing, and many other pillars them, all for support the government, but also, like I say, for alleviate human suffering and for promote dignity for people them.
So una team this year na showing love.
Yeah.
What's the interpretation of this theme with una work?
Well, the interpretation are the fact say the work where we volunteers then they do in our communities, but not just with volunteers, health workers across the world. We think say then they show a lot of love. So na temporarily we pay back. So waiting internationally, waiting we want for do, now forget we volunteers in short videos, they show love to people the way they take the front line. And so we as Red Cross, we they do short videos, so how they get with volunteers and other people, community people, they clap for frontliners, for show respect and show love to people and way they sacrifice their life for help communities, for help with people that way sick or where they face challenges.
So as we don't get the COVID-19 now we missed, what's in our role now in the fight against the COVID-19?
Well, we roll, like I say, we just they continue for do we same mandate when for be an auxiliary to government across the country. We activate with 14 branches immediately from the time we begin forget, even before we begin forget cases. We don't train with volunteers them in all of them branches then they. We don't give them the necessary knowledge and skills what they need for firstly protect themselves, but also for help in community sensitization. So we do community sensitization activities, we promote awareness, we get what we call risk communication and community engagement. Over the years, we don't build a lot of trust with communities, so communities then get a lot of respect for the Red Cross. So when we volunteers then go there for communicate life-saving messages, the communities they really listen to it. So we get volunteers we mobilize across this country right now. They pass life-saving information to people then, but also infection prevention and control messages. Then trained in IPC, so then they go across communities. They teach them basic things like what the government and the health professionals and non we for do. We will keep with communities safe. We will prevent the spread of the coronavirus and eventually go help with overcome them as a nation. That are some of the things that we don't do. But also we don't do things like safe and dignified burial. The cook can get and lock down them. We find out say plenty people and they die. The government call upon the Red Cross for support because this is an area we get experience and we get capacity. So we go help for ensure so we bury with people them safely in a very dignified way.
So those people then basically not the very
well, people them
we die of COVID?
No, generally people them will die. Anybody will die right now because of several restrictions where the government don't put in place. They help for ensure say communities go by their restrictions then they. So precisely during the lockdown, people will not be able for come on a treat for do anything. So when they get dead body them, then they call Red Cross.
So now say when they go them people and they
we carry them go to mortuary. So like for Freetown I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based on our community work them who na don't they do, what's in our observation on the COVID and community level?
We try as much as possible for overcome the myth them way they around COVID-19 and also the lack of trust with some of the communities then get. Some of the communities still they think say it's a joke, not a true, and this and that. So plenty of them kind of stories. But we risk communication specifically the focus on and for say we therefore be very careful with this information with the COVID-19 because we know it's true, we know it's affecting the whole world, and we therefore believe everything where we health professionals and they tell we, but also within the government they say we will help with for protect ourselves, but also for prevent the spread of the virus.
Alright, that's na Paudo Sandy and Ina the Secretary General and Chief Executive for the Sierra Leone Red Cross Society. If they talk to Wani Gauja inside that interview there, also they talk about the activity them where the Salone Red Cross Society they do this year. As Salone they join other countries them all over the world for celebrate the World Red Cross Day. The program where they listen a Good Morning Salone, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Well, earlier, as Sonayeri from One Power headline story them, today na the program we go talk to the Director General, na the Petroleum Directorate, Timothy Kaba, we go talk about the offshore chain block where they don't give license to two company them for begin do operation. Well, at the studio this morning, I want to welcome the Director General for the Petroleum Directorate, Timothy Kaba. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salone.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Fukulan.
All right. Parliament will establish the Petroleum Directorate through the Petroleum Act of 2011 for let them manage all petroleum production as Salone. Women say then forgive petroleum license and self-monitor the operation of different companies them where they operate in the country after where they don't get a license them. Well, for sake of this being term, one press release will come out from the President in Secretary show say the Petroleum Directorate don't give license to two companies them when a provisional license them when are the Gulf Energy and Innocent Oil and Gas Company for let them begin for do operation na the country. Well, this license been come about after the fourth petroleum licensing rounds where them be just do also 6 companies them be apply but just 2 been succeed for get the license them. Well, for can tell we more about how this process been go, one more time I want to welcome the Director General, Mr. Kaban, at the studio. Well, as I don't give background to the process, just explain to listener them how una been come about for selecting 2 companies their own get the license.
Thank you very much, Khadija. First of all, you remember the first time we've been in our studio, we talk about the country in fourth licensing round. The fourth licensing round, I think a requirement, the round, forget the petroleum licensing round, a requirement by the Act of Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 2011, where they govern the activities of upstream exploration activities in this country. The Act it requires anytime you give petroleum license, you for call to tender. And this particular round will not begin back in January of 2018. So when we come, we run the program, we revitalize them, we make sure say we be need for change strategy for make sure say we get the right and the best outcome for the people of this country. So at the conclusion of that round, on the 28th of February this year, we end up for receive about 6 applications from 6 petroleum companies. And out of them 6, when we receive them applications here, we revert back to the Petroleum Act where it requires, say, we forget a transparent process, a non-discriminatory process, and a very fair process for evaluate the applications that the companies they do. And as also required by the Act, we therefore gazette the the information pertaining to the applications that we'll receive, and then after that we constituted an evaluation committee. A evaluation committee will get people from different stakeholding institutions and experts that will represent different stakeholding institutions. Because remember in the new direction manifesto, that was one of the things that was emphasized we get a sense of transparency and accountability in the affairs or governance of natural resources. So at the end of the day, we get representative from the Office of the President, under which the Petroleum Directorate function. We get representative from the Ministry of Finance. We get representative from the local content agency. We get representative from the Ministry of Environment. We get representative from the Ministry of Justice and the Office of the Attorney General. So this expert committee, with also technical expert then from Petroleum Directorate, also incidentally chair the evaluation committee. We look into the applications and what the companies have been set. We've been get predetermined criteria that we'll set. We've been say we'll look at the technical aspect of the applications of these companies, and also they look at the financial capability, we said in the common in terms of their strength with respect to the areas that they want work, and we also look at the commercial proposals for meets the interests of the people of this country. The committee took a very rigorous, non-discriminatory and fair and open process. If you remember, on the 23rd of March, we called the media, we called civil society organizations, we called other stakeholding institutions in. We then experts here from these ministries, then come, then join with. We do a public opening of the bid round with company representatives, and we've been satisfied and we verify, say the document they would then send and the content, everything will be intact. And so we open, and everybody see, and we evaluate, then document here, and the outcome of the evaluation, and give it then two companies here, we pass the generic threshold of 50%, will lead to the issuance of provisional license to them companies there.
Okay, when you talk about off-streaming of petroleum products, for exploration, one thing very important in the talk is blocks. For listeners, what's in a block in petroleum?
Well, blocks like acreages basically, the geographical location within the give in terms of kilometer square for when they give right exploration, production rights to companies them for carry out survey and also drilling for able to determine the presence of oil and gas, and also the very area that they then go get right for produce if they find commercial quantity.
So how much blocks Salone gets?
Well, it depends. Different strategy, they size the blocks into different shapes, different sizes. It depends on the prevailing circumstances in the oil and gas market. Well, what we do this time around, basically, we open the entire petroleum basin into several graticles. And remember, when we say graticular blocks, it means in geography, graticles are lines of meridian, that is longitude and latitude, also then cross and form squares. So now then squares, and they will get a lot of them squares, and they will form within the basin, and then what they call a graticular block system.
So can we explain what the bidding process? Once we emphasize on the issue of transparency, and when it comes to government bidding process, now one way we don't a lot of corruption don't they happen along the bidding process there. So there's certain people where you need for favor or no before you get a process. 6 companies then out of where you bid for this particular block, now to the end of forgetter. What did happen to the 4 other companies?
Well, thank you very much, Khadija. I mean, this question is self-explanatory in the sense that, for understand, say right now we get a very difficult time in the oil and gas industry. We mean say it is very difficult to have investments coming by in for exploration in deep water environment like we own them. For these 6 companies that apply and only get 2 licenses, show you how transparent, robust, and technical the program will be. That is why we were only able for select 2, because then 2 then they in a transparent process now they meet the generic 50% mark we set when we evaluate them against the technical, commercial, and financial capabilities. So the transparent aspect of it may lead me to that. Otherwise, we could have just absorbed the 6 companies, but we'll make sure say we select the best for represent the interests of the people of this country.
So quick one for them to come here, we don't succeed for get the license. Tell us more about them when it comes to exploration.
Yes, Clough Energy, of course, a special purpose vehicle where an extract of the Clough group. Clough Oil now the company where, in fact, it's a company that has been around for over 5 decades now, I should say, and the company we first discovered oil, one of the world's most prominent oil and gas provinces, the United Kingdom, then also in Angola, and then they expand. So they have wealth of experience in the oil and gas industry, and the people them where they been tough and a kind of activity with them propose say they go for carrying in this country.
Right.
Innocent Oil and Gas, on the other hand, is listed in Nigeria. It's also a special purpose vehicle where we come out from the Innocent Group. We're also into oil and gas business, and even in Nigeria, quite recently, they secure a distressed business of over $300 million, whether for do with refinery. So these companies then show say they get the technical, the commercial, and the financial strength for run operation and the areas then where they apply for necessarily.
It's continue for the week in the program. Timothy Kaba, Director General at the Petroleum Directorate. There this morning they talk about the offshore.
To you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Inside the studio, I want to welcome Josephine Kamara now, in the Advocate and Communication Lead Purposeful. Good morning, welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me.
Okay, from Purposeful, you there for talk about the Karakura project we una go begin implement just now.
Yes.
As people remember, say Purposeful are one of the advocate organization, them gender advocates, them we done they around and don't advocate on gender issues for long term. Now they come with a new project where they can begin implementing the Karakura project. Well, Josephine, tell people them quick thing about this project.
Okay, so again, una thank you for when I invite me to the studio. I would like for identify ourselves as a feminist organization, and over the years, they don't know we for the push things that we relate to girl picking in the country, or things that we go make girl picking a life better in the country. But now situation they in the whole world, and it don't affect Salone back. And we understand, say, anytime we crisis like this happen, they will go back to Ebola, or go back to the flooding, or go back to war. Anytime we crisis like this happen at the country, mostly na young woman and girl picking and go suffer the most. So even with this corona outbreak also, young woman and girl picking them, then they suffer the most. We realize that schools and all lock. We get up to 17,000 girls with the benefit from a safe space program. The safe space program na program usai girl picking and they go, they interact, then share them problems and then dialogue solution to them problem and each of them safe space they will get young mentors them where they serve as guide for talk to them girl picking and they. We realize say them because of school don't close and government don't put restriction per certain gathering, with safe space they also don't be suspended for the period. It don't mean say they no go come again. It don't mean say girl picking and they meet again and express themselves na the small gathering. We still get small gathering, we not reach up to 10, just young mentors already meet and discuss. So what we decide for do as we corona response is to focus our attention to the dear needs of girl picking and during this period. Because we don't want what happen during Ebola for repeating itself, where we all get for day on radio for many time or on TV or lobbying with government for make the lift ban on pregnant girls. We understand say as girls are staying home, not a luxury they get for stepper. Some of them get for they live with the abusers them. Some of them not get for get access to the radio them for tuning to the education programs them. Some of them get for they do boku work. So not a luxury they get for lipa. So we try for use the medium of media for reach out to girls them all over the country. So we not only they focus by the 17,000 girls within our program, we now they focus by all the girl picking in our salon so that they go get vital information them. We go able make them go through this period safely and no harm not happen with them. They not get the sick and then they not end up forget belay. So now I make we come up with this Karakura project. This Karakura project will they launch. Karakura actually mean new moon inside Kuranko. But some parts of the Gizi or Kono people they also understand that as new moon. This Karakura project now for talk say new moon they cannot do for girl picking them. And this new moon where they cannot do for girl picking them, it therefore can change the narrative for girl picking them at the country.
Josephine, this project that's for do with radio drama series and other one them.
Yeah.
Just explain, let people understand, or the girl picking them will go for be beneficiaries from different community them. Let them go understand how we go about.
So every week within a different radio station, 98.1 AM, Afri Radio, with the SLBC, with the Mercury Radio. They will also then at the education radio. We don't try to forget a wide base of radio houses them. For make we all every week they send out contents them for girl picking them. So then contents there they include a drama, a radio drama series. This radio drama series, yeah, it gets fine character them. I'm so excited anytime they talk about this. It gets fine character them. Then character they are where you get include Lucy, Mariatu, Tunde, Sama. You go get for know more about them character if you continue for listen the program. But then character there, we put man and woman, boy picking and girl picking them for bridge that gap. So that we will continue for spread positive information about the relationship between boys and girls them. And then character there, then they live in a new world. Inside this new world where then as young people them, then as girl picking them, they're able to solve the problems the way they happen in the community. Sometimes then they fail, but whenever they fail, they learn from that failure. So we try for send that message on the radio. So girl picking them go feel like say their own story be featured na this drama. So this drama not to any kind imaginary story. This drama na the everyday life of girl picking in the country and of young people in the country.
Josephine, then character we they talk about now physical character them the girl picking and get for they see on a cartoon characters them.
Yes.
We then go see what they for like take good example for.
Yeah, so we na cartoon characters them, but each of them represents the life story of girl picking and boy picking them all over the country. Inside the radio program, you just go hear them voice now. Vocal you get for your inside the radio program. But within the Karakura drama, or the Karakura brand also, we get the animation where they pull every month, one animation every month, and then animation there. Now there you go see the character being in visual. You go see them, and then when they talk about how girl picking go protect himself during this corona period, how the whole community go protect himself, then go talk about how girl picking valuable and important na the community, so that we all go learn for put girl picking up, we go learn for respect girl picking for the boku they do, for the cook, the book, the get water, the pleats wood, all of them amazing work then they do. Now things the way it be say we what celebrate. So then character they argue for they express them thing and they at the end of the day also inside the radio series, inside the brand, we also get a radio talk show. So basically this radio talk show in just day for the amplify the work with the characters and they do. For the talk about the drama. Every week we'll pull out a drama. The radio talk show get for the talk about the characters them, they talk about the drama for encourage people them. But an amazing thing about the radio talk show, now young people them, they do them. Two young ladies them. Why we use two young ladies then? Because we want to use that role modeling approach. We say young girl picking and go able to relate to them. Two young ordinary lady them. We don't go through most of the struggles and where them girl picking they go through. We're able to relate to them and we're able to pass on their own life story for inspire girl picking all over the country.
How wanna go make this drama program so interactive and catchy to an extent that we're able to get the audience who wanna want?
Well, obviously, like I say, now young girl, now young ladies think for do this thing here. Even the drama character, they're young people.
Considering the possible they listen, they see them. You get for moved by the words. So
one thing you need to know about this with drama, yeah, it don't pass all international standards. Not to just like I said, not to just imaginatory stories them would they share. It's people's life story, now life, now everyday reality for girl picking in a salon that they would share. That alone not enough for attract girl picking your attention. Then when they go listen, then they go listen to high and mighty people them, we're not going able to understand them problem. Then they listen to people them, mentors, the young mentors, the way closer to their age, we understand what and don't go through, we self go able to use their own life story for shape girl picking their life in the country. Then again, another interesting thing is find music for the inside that talk show. You know, say young people they like music. So nice music then get for the inside and show them we get for the use that with traditional art form, the drumming, the storytelling inside that talk show. So at the end of the day, that's gonna make the program very, very interesting. Then one thing back where I don't want to forget is would they give the opportunity for young people themselves for their voices to be added to this program here.
When you look at so much going on at the radio them, especially with the young girl picking their own at the target with the COVID-19 with the the country, the schools then they make use of the radio through the school teaching programs them with all the content here we don't explain we get for the part of on our programs on our drama series. You think say it enough for attract attention what they look forward to?
Yes, it's just like when myself be young and they go school. I sit down take lessons them all day. Where can I also over the weekend I want to do something for fun. So this radio program here is not only sending educative message, but it's also sending entertaining message and fun messages them for girls and young people out there. And I tell you, the easy way for make you able to transform, reach the mind of young people is when you use the forms of entertainment and art. And at the same time, we get behavioral change approach. So every message we will send out to people them, we send them with the intention for shift people's mentality about girls, about the way we value girls, and about the way we view girls in the country. So obviously that's make them interesting enough for make everybody tune in. Like now for girl picking them, but boy picking the benefits from them. Then the community people and the benefit from them. Everybody in the country go able benefit from the program.
Alright, Josephine, continue for the between the program Good Morning Salone. This morning they talk about the Kura project where purposeful go begin do for girl picking them so that they go get more information as to how them for grow up as girl picking them. We go talk more, but that radio drama series dey we purposeful they begin for do. But quickly, then we take this short commercial break.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody like you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office like you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You no need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
The program is still listening to on Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for a Democracy 98.1 FM, and we will bring you this Friday edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Musa is coming on my name.
And Mina Khadija Bangura.
They continue for look at more issues inside the program. As Salone, they join other country them. Okay, Saturday, May 9 this year, European Union celebrates European Day and the European Union 70th anniversary. This day now for continue for push the party business between EU and other countries them in the world. Because of this, the European Union ambassador on Salone Tom Vance been put this speech together. We say he promise EU go continue for support Salone.
This Saturday, on the 9th of May, we will mark Europe Day and the 70th anniversary of the formation of the European Union. At the heart of Europe Day is the very important occasion to celebrate peace. On Europe Day, the European Union institutions and their delegations all around the world traditionally organize a variety of events and activities to mark this occasion, to celebrate the European values of unity and solidarity, and to reaffirm our ties with our partner countries. The COVID-19 pandemic has not made this possible this year. The ongoing crisis leaves no room for social gatherings, and our thoughts go out to all those who are fighting against the virus or suffering because of it. The COVID-19 pandemic is touching every community and every household, affecting nearly every aspect of our daily lives. This has become very personal for many of us. COVID-19 is changing our world, but we cannot let it drift us apart. Rather, this global challenge is bringing us together as a world community as has never happened before. At global level, the European Union is taking resolute actions and mobilizing all means at its disposal to help our partner countries with their national responses. As European Union, we also firmly stand with Sierra Leone during these difficult times. We are here together. We are supporting the government, the people and communities of Sierra Leone to eradicate the COVID-19 virus and to make the country safe for all. This is not just a commitment, we are doing it. We are constantly adapting our priorities, programs and projects and have mobilized additional funds to support the COVID response in Sierra Leone. But at the same time, we cannot be blind to the other development needs. So we continue building roads and bridges, we continue investing in education and stronger institutions, we continue supporting agriculture and food security also during these difficult times. At a time like this, when it is easy to be overwhelmed by emotion, fear, anxiety, and insecurity, staying true to our values of solidarity and unity is crucial. Beating the coronavirus pandemic requires extraordinary efforts at all levels and from all of us. At a time like this, even our smallest actions as individuals can have great meaning. We can all do something to make things better by uniting as a nation and making space for constructive engagement, by complying with guidelines and measures that have been put in place, by spreading awareness about the virus, by sharing facts instead of rumors, by preserving a peaceful environment. We know that Sierra Leoneans are strong and resilient. We saw it during Ebola. We know it is possible now. Are you passionate about your country, about partnership and development? Do you want to share your views on how we can all help during this pandemic? Make your voice heard on our Facebook page, where we are creating a virtual space to celebrate Europe Day starting this Saturday. On the occasion of Europe Day, as EU, we would also like to express our sincere thanks and appreciation for all those who are on the front line to combat the COVID-19 disease in Sierra Leone. We take hope from all the doctors, healthcare professionals and sanitation workers who bravely and tirelessly provide vital care and support during this crisis. If you help a person, you help a family. If you help a family, you help a community. If you help a community, you help a country. If you help a country, you help humanity. Time like this, we for join on together for fight coronavirus Gud Mornin Salone. Una thank you.
That's now Tom Vance, the European Union Ambassador na Salone. They talk inside our speech day for Sika, the European Union Day will be May 9 this year. The program na Gud Mornin Salone.
Alright, we continue with the program, but quickly we just want to say congratulations to the European Union as then they celebrate the EU Day tomorrow. Salone, they join them for celebrate this day, and on behalf of staff and management of Radio Democracy, we just want to say congratulations to the European Union. We continue with the program Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get Timothy Cabana at the studio, when are the Director General for the Petroleum Directorate. Today na the program, they talk about the license, so they don't give to two companies them for the operation, but the offshores chain block where they don't get a license for do. Mr. Kaba, you don't explain about the bidding process and other things there earlier. Let we look at the oil prices, them we don't go down at the world market, and amidst this time, we are able to pull out 6 companies them during this bidding project. How the directorate be able to get then 6 companies there? Will you take into consideration, say, oil prices they don't go down?
Exactly. I mean, this is a product of a very rigorous work. The Timna Petroleum Directorate, the government of Sierra Leone in support His Excellency the President, and the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Ministry of Finance, and other stakeholding institutions and the Environmental Protection Agency. All the stakeholding institutions here being get for support with activities them. And we as a directorate, we in the institution, we come up with some strategy and we don't win even at this very distressed time in the oil and gas industry. And this for we a tremendous win, if you like, because right around Africa we get very many failed licensing rounds and applications and not even come to some of the host countries that we then put the licensing around them. In 2019, before even the price of crude oil crashed, we get one of the big neighbors in West Africa where, in fact, they produce oil right now, then get a licensing round that was not successful. And we, this small nation at the coast of West Africa, run this licensing round. We use a very pragmatic and progressive strategy where we will attract them companies there. And I'll tell you what, at the time we evaluate the license there, now prices in fact plummeted below $0 per barrel. It was very much worrisome. And prices are still down below, the break-even point of production. in certain countries then. But the process was transparent, it was progressive. We look within the remit of the law, we create leverage for companies then, and companies then see we say we are a good destination for investment. Now that's the companies who already been engaged with. Then companies here therefore participate in the round and continue. But even before that, let me mention here, before oil prices even went to the south, to the southeast, we'll get a lot of other companies that wouldn't be engaged with we. But of course, the oil price and the coronavirus pandemic and all the other many challenges that would affect the general oil and gas industry, they also therefore get an adverse effect on the program. However, we feel so satisfied and very proud, and even the international oil and gas community, the same commendation to we say bravo for pull out 6 companies, and even at the time we if you like the most unpleasant time in the oil and gas industry. These credits, they go to the team of the Petroleum Directorate, they go to His Excellency's vision, because we made the process quite transparent, quite easy, quite simple, and we adopt a strategy where we make the companies and feel say it was worthy to take the risk without compromising the interests of the people of this country.
Now we look at the economic impact of them to license there, so we don't get to them company there. So at times like this, we don't the Ministry of Finance, they talk about challenges we get for do with the economy and the GDP. What kind of impact you think say them license there, we don't get to them company there, so go create to the Salone economy? And again, they talk about the economy, you left the area of job creation. How it will create impact in into area there?
Well, remember, the oil and gas industry in Sierra Leone may not go into complete what in economics and can call economic doldrum. No activities not being done in this country. So we don't try for revitalizing. This is a giant step towards a very promising future, in that bringing in these companies, definitely these companies will have to employ local hands for participate in the exploration process, and also these companies then get financial and commercial obligations into the state, which means at the end of the day will bring revenue to the treasury, will also boost the activities of the Ministry of Finance in general for support the government development programs. And the Petroleum Directorate, of course, is a very strong proponent of local content participation. That was why, in fact, when the applications then came, all the stakeholders that will call for evaluate applications here, they are what we call interest-based stakeholding institutions, like the local content agency. Now, the Director General in itself can participate in the licensing round for look at the packages or the companies that they propose for the Sierra Leonean institutions, Sierra Leonean businesses, Sierra Leonean expertise, and the general participation of them people. You see, the oil and gas sector all over the world, even countries that we don't transform their economies using oil and gas resources, now the governance then get right. And what's in the key aspect of the governance of natural resources is how you allow your people then throughout the value chain of the mineral or the petroleum sector then participate in the business. Expertise them with Sierra Leonean businesses then for us, make them to follow with activities, so that as then they go around, as they go along with the process, then self go able reshape them businesses then for able to incorporate knowledge and experiences of oil and gas into their business then, so that in the long run we will get most of the resources then or benefit when they come from the oil and gas sector for staying at this country. Unlike when they take away the benefits of this country from we don't get. So right now we even try now for able to see how we will work with learning institutions and for able to train people then to the skills and knowledge of the oil and gas industry and all the many areas that will Sierra Leoneans and they will benefit. And it's just too unfortunate that right now oil and gas for offshore exploration is very expensive, and we may wish for Sierra Leonean participation, but unfortunately we will not get any Sierra Leonean company will directly apply for oil and gas. But be rest assured, and I want to tell the nation, say, we will make sure that every part of this exploration, contract and businesses and skills will require local hands, local involvement. We will make sure say we go strictly by the requirements of the Act and make sure the Sierra Leoneans then benefit from that.
Mr. Kaba, we'll come back to you quickly, Logo, for this break.
Better don't come. A Union Trust Bank, Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get waiting you want we go better. Me and you. Union Trust Bank na Salone for me and you. Kids future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all love but na Salone. Okono kenema, we de. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we de. Jala Freetown Lonsa, we de. And my lengthy one, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank na Salone for me and you. Union Salone Banko, Union Trust Banko.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
The program you listen to na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for a Democracy 98.1 FM. We still get the Director General and the Petroleum Directorate, Timothy Kaba, where they are for talk about the license we then give to two companies them for begin operation as Salone. Mr. Kaba, I don't talk about these two companies, the license. We don't talk about how you go benefit Salone. We are very good. But somebody go like for no. Among the 6 companies, how una arrive at, or what's that stick una use for give two companies them 24 block we not ever engage in an exploration?
Well, it's not actually 24 blocks. Like I say, when
I mean the two companies put together, and these two companies not ever into exploration.
Well, no, that's misinformation. Clough Energy, like I mentioned.
Clough Energy is operating, but now gold mining and other things in those other countries, and Innocin they in wood processing and car production.
You are quite not right about the information. Make a come into that. Clough Energy, if you go, it's a special purpose vehicle where they set for African operations and get exploration activity in Angola. And Clough Energy discover oil. The first oil where they discovered at the North Sea in the 1970s. Clough Energy gets concession then at the Gulf of Mexico when a mature and well-regulated geological provinces then. And also Innocin not into wood manufacturing. Innocin, the group, they do vehicles. They also get a refinery when also the downstream activity where they just get Nigeria and get other, in fact the application would then say a JV partnership with Chinese National Oil and Gas Company, and they also get others people that wouldn't work with would then already get exploration in some other countries then. So these are companies with verifiable technical experience and also get the financial competence for run operations. Now coming to your question, which says why we give two companies and 24 blocks. I don't want to aggregate the number of blocks that will get into two because they get legal rights to the individual blocks, and so we treat them separately. When they launched this licensing round in January of 2018, before I came in, the Petroleum Directorate put in a number of blocks that wouldn't get varying sizes. The Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 2011 is specific about the sizes of exploration blocks, of oil and gas blocks. And the Petroleum Exploration Act say no single block not for exceed 2,000 square kilometers. When they launched the round in January of 2018, there were blocks that were sized up to 11,000 square kilometers. I'm not saying a bad thing, but that was not conforming to the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 2011. But the spirit behind that particular strategy was because the industry is faced with that in investment resources. Money no day for investment in the industry. So the spirit of my predecessor and the Petroleum Directorate was to give larger block sizes, because that is what is prevailing in the industry right now, for able to create balance between risk and investment. So when we come, I looked at the strategy and say, yes, the spirit, the trust behind it, the spirit for giving big block sizes is quite correct, because now a strategy for winning that is challenging the industry. However, the law is the law. We're not for circumvent the law for satisfy a strategy at a given time. What did we do? We looked at the block. The earth is made up of graticles, and these graticles now lines of meridian, when are longitude and latitude. These are natural lines that are there. We said, okay, we open the entire basin. Let company then now pick them graticles here and form their own licensing area. The word licensing area is quite different from blocks, which is allowable by the law. So companies, and then graticular blocks here, then the average size is about 1,300 square kilometers. We conform to the Petroleum and Exploration Act of 2011 in requirements. So companies then take contiguous blocks. When we say contiguous, it means block that wouldn't share the same border and form their own licensing area. Which Innocent Oil and Gas, for instance, gets an aggregate of about 9,000 square kilometers, which is almost within the same space as the licensing round was launched in 2018. This is in conformity with the law, and then companies here, then acreages they wouldn't take. In fact, the aggregate acreages that then companies here take not even constitute about 10% of the entire productive basin of Sierra Leone. And it is within the law, and so we also use as a strategy for win in this very difficult oil and gas sector right now as investment capital not there. So the fact that the companies that information is incorrect.
No, the information is not incorrect. The community then don't operate, but when it comes to the gas sector, they all form in 2019.
Well, that is why I said they are special purpose vehicles for this operation.
Their gas sections are only formed in 2019.
No. If you understand the word special purpose vehicle means these are extract of already nucleus companies the way they exist, then set them for the purpose, because the act requires if you want to come to Sierra Leone for operate in the oil and gas sector, you must have a locally registered company that is a subsidiary of your mother company.
All right, Timothy Kabara, continue for the within the program. When they come back to you, we're going now to Josephine Kamara from Purposeful, where they talk about the Korokura project, where in a drama series where Purposeful go begin for do for girl picking them in a different community them. You don't explain the idea behind this particular radio drama series and on a beneficiaries they will not the target. For that girl picking where they listen to you this morning and don't get so much interest on this radio drama series, when exactly when I go start for them?
So we go live on Monday that we will launch the brand officially to the public. Right now, as I talk to you, we understand, say, girl picking them mostly over the country, not going to forget access to radio or to the internet or to, those things that could make them connect to programs like the teachings or like different programs already happen at the country. So as I speak to you, we distribute mobile phones them. So all we mentors them across the country.
Who are they now mentor? Who are they on select as mentors?
So we have a mentor selection criteria. We say we mentors them for between the age of 15 to 26. These are young women, they were not far off the age of the girls the way they work with. And the mentors them really, they are just there to share their personal experience as they grow up, waiting them they go through it and they grow up, then they share them with the girls them. So mentors them, we get clubs them into two. We get clubs already below the age of 14. We get clubs already above 14. So you get mentors already specifically for talk to picking already between 9 to 14, and mentors already for talk to picking them already above 14. And the kind of information with the mentors and the person we call our life skills. So these life skills are the skills that not only girls need, but everybody need for make them be able for transition safely into adulthood. Then they teach them about money management. Then they teach them about teenage pregnancy. Then they give them vital information where they need for make them make that safe transition. So for girl picking the way they listen me all over the country, or just people and we're curious about this program and want for tuning to this program, just not say Karokura they come, new moon they come on and do for girl picking. This new moon here they change the perspective where people can get about girl picking, and this new moon here they show the power where girl picking get within and outside. And we try for projects and the world, everybody knows a girl picking powerful. And we try for fight hard. So it happened during Ebola, where about 17,000 picking and get Belen and kick them out of school. That's not going to happen again during this corona. We're very happy for the current government or the Minister of Education lifts that ban on pregnant girls, but we are trying to make sure that waiting happen not occur again. So
right,
every Monday,
this new moon they talk about, where they come out for girl picking them and we get for shine. How long the new moon go shine per then girl picking there? So like the time frame of the project.
So this actually for now, for the next 6 months, you get radio contents every week. No week, no day where radio contents and no go day. So waiting they happen every Monday, person can tune in to You can tune in to Monday and Saturday at 7 p.m. You can tune in to SLBC Yugoyeriwi. 98.1 every Wednesday 6 p.m. and Saturday 2 p.m. You go tune in Yugoyeriwi. Then even every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Afri Radio Yugoyeriwi. Education Radio also I want to say all the school picking and get for stay tuned for the listen to the educational programs. We go there every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. And finally, we go there at Mercury Radio at 2 p.m. every Friday and at 4 p.m. At 2 p.m. every Tuesday, 4 p.m. every Friday, and 9 a.m. every Saturday. This new moon year, na new perspective, na new dawn for girl picking in the country. Like I tell you, we drama characters them. We get a main character we then call Lucy. Lucy na the everyday salon girl picking. But listen at the new imagination of waiting girl picking na salon really mean.
So why then names here? Because when you look at the name of the project, according to you, when I invent them from a Kuranko word, and we make when I end up get the Kurukura. Then now the names of from like Lucy and other one them. Why would I not try for center all again in that typical salon settings?
So like I explained to you, the Kawokura word not only belong to the Kuranko people. There are some part of the Kono people we understand that word. There are some part of the Gizi people we understand that word. Now word way it generic. Now word way anytime we post here, they know say na new moon they come on. Even Madingo people and they relate to them. The names that we pick, these are typical Sierra Leonean names. Lucy, Mariatu, Titi, Tunde, Sama. So it not necessarily means that name way for the every day, but there are Lucy's all across the country. So these are typical salon young people name, Sierra Leonean names, and they will try for projects. Then at the same time, I tell you about the drama, the nice cultural beats. We get heritage, we get storytelling. We will be the grab up. We always sit down and we circle and listen to their story. That's not the happen again for girl picking or boy picking. Now make belly just the happen all around. So we reintroduce that storytelling for make girl picking and engage them mind them.
At the end of the day, what you want to hope for achieve?
At the end of the day, we hope for achieve a Sierra Leone who say everybody inside this country will place premium and value per girl picking their life. We hope for achieve a Sierra Leone who say girl picking will believe in himself. Because it don't see Lucy they do them, it don't see Mariatsu they do them, it no say himself go able to do them. It don't see the moderators and the program where they share them stories them. Moderator we don't born picking and she's still living in life, they do wonderful thing. Moderator we go school, he live with one parent, but at the end of the day, he graduate from school and they do wonderful. So they can relate to those moderators. Then you know say then self go able to do them if them put their mind into them.
Alright, continue for the with the program Josephine Kamara. In case you just tune in, they listen to Good Morning Salone, they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Send me message on 077981981, or if you're watching on Facebook page, drop your comments there. We go read them later on at the program, and the studio guests them go respond to our question them. But quickly we take this commercial break.
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in Wall Solid. Look him block them with them beat for them, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for beat me on. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement we are the use, and that's not Dangote 3X Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country. We na 42.5 R grade cement. We no one day come na this country, and na one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement. You no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Alright, so they continue with the program, and we take one power headline story them now. Outside the metro na the Connaught Hospital, Safula Mami Mansare say the coronavirus don't make plenty people not they go na the hospital again with them sick. He talk this inside one interview with Radio Democracy. Osai Mange Mansare been going at the Connaught Hospital for look at the status of the hospital. He explained more inside this interview to Mange Mansare.
We been already sit down to itself. We identify vulnerable areas. There are areas that were very sick people in the car. We likely will meet up some then case them where without the fear at this time. So now the outside of the gates we don't pin tents there so that people then go sit down with social distance and then go get free air. Let them not all just come back inside the hospital. Then at the gates you get for what you earn, you go through with screening. The screeners they don't the 3. Morning you go meet up screener, afternoon and at night. They watch you first. They wait and don't watch you, waiting ever na the issue. If na high temperature waiting at the thing concerned, they go not tell the nurse that they will then triage you. If you suspected or then begin watch you like say you then go keep you aside first for let them watch what you really do you. Then now go carry you go na isolation. Then when them go then do the test. If you positive, they can go na treatment center. If you negative, you can inside the hospital. Then inside the hospital they are swear from 10 to a day now. We don't already tell people then say one visitor to a patient. We go admit one carer. The carer self not just get for sit down inside the ward. We go outside and they wait. Then when you come inside the ward, we not agree for let you sit down at the bed. Everybody gets a visitor's tag. When you come to the patients, then they give tag na domot so that you go wear am for calm. So that all that free come inside and come out inside the hospital will be say let we go down control am. Then we actually they encourage people then for wash their hand at any given time. Then we say if we get time they talk to the patient and the carers. At least when they talk around 4 and 6 p.m. Explain to them about the COVID and tell them the preventive measures.
Now for where they begin talk about COVID case system. So waiting at the attendance of people where they can at the Connaught Hospital.
Where the attendance it really drop as from time. In fact, when it been just begin, like from the first lockdown, now 41 patients they no more been inside the hospital, but now they don't begin to get small confidence. They don't begin to come back. Where at least we don't they get 100 and more. About 159, it don't they go to 160 patients there. Although that number not equivalent to how it been betrayed the way COVID not been there.
Metro, enough say people in the fear, like when they talk about case 90, when they say escape na the Connaught Hospital, that will be a very serious challenge. That kind of thing they go instill fear.
Yes, it go instill fear because anytime fear you na normal thing, especially a dreaded disease like this. You say they say somebody gets a they don't escape. But I shall say security measures then they now we don't put in place so that we go ensure say nobody no escape from the isolation center. So not a good thing at all.
Now only isolation center una get na or una get treatment center that kind of thing.
No, we isolation center where we don't suspect somebody na they go dated and do the test. We don't positive then they carry on a treatment center. But of late, then days they don't they delay they small after even when they test positive because then go tell we say they not they na the treatment center then so like a day or two then can keep them na. But as soon as they get bed an empty bed na treatment center then transfer them because you are not a treatment center now like holding isolation no more.
Okay, if a person they sick, he get COVID, then can diagnose as he get COVID. We know we go na the treatment center. How effective the treatment can be because the center now there you get people who then don't train and that kind of thing, they wouldn't get that kind of expertise. So how effective the treatment can be till then they get bid for.
Yeah, well we own doctor then don't do them case management, the nurses they said they don't teach them case management. So whatever, even as that, if not for COVID, any case where they are the treatment center, where they are the isolation center, they must prescribe your own treatment where the nurse and the gap as to when because they're able for use the PPE and for take necessary precautions as they they do before.
How effective the measures there or the mechanisms they will not put in place for many people and go they adhere before then Canada. So how effective them be?
Yes, the effectiveness of that day we start and navigate. Even if somebody not wear masks now, at least they will talk to you say if you wear masks. Then we say again we don't tell for talk to the people them about COVID, the necessary things there, the social distancing. We safe inside the hospital with the make sure say with the practice and so that people there you lead by example. People that out there, COVID is real and a very dangerous disease. So whatever measures the way where body people they don't put in place for ensure say we curtail this disease not only in our own country but all over the world. Let we follow up. Simple, wash your hands at every given opportunity, mask yourself up, maintain your social distance. When somebody sick, you report. You call 117 or you go outside go seek help.
Alright, that's at the matron, na the Connaught Hospital. Safula Mami Mansare, they talk to Mange Mansare inside that interview there. Also, I say the coronavirus don't make people know the grief or go na the Connaught Hospital again. The program na Good Morning Salone 8:34 na the time for studio clock and we still get the Director General for the Petroleum Directorate, Timothy Kabawede with we na the studio this morning. It explained about the process where the directorate been go through, take the award license to 2 companies them out of the 6 we been bid for the offshores chain block where then go begin for do operation. Mr. Kabala, we look at now the way forward. What are the next step, considering the fact that not just provisional license on a give to then two company there, so and the license subject to further negotiation. It go reach to that point where we go see the directorate calling company there back say we need for renegotiate. Maybe they not go according to waiting on have been bargained for.
Yes, like you rightly said, the press release from the Office of the President states say these are provisional licenses given to these companies. Haven't met the requirements then for further than application. So it is contingent on further negotiations, and then the items that will go for negotiate, these are already predetermined biddable items that will present in what they call the petroleum model agreement. The petroleum model agreement, they on the website, now these companies then look at and they apply. So these biddable items will go for the companies that don't accept the offer, the provisional offer will give them. So they try for as well constitute a negotiation team in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Finance, the Office of the President, and other stakeholding institutions then for look into them biddable items there for able to negotiate the items here. We not lose regard because anything we do, you do in the interest of the country and the generations yet unborn. One thing we take into cognizance is also the challenges of the industry. Which make we get this meaningful outcome of exploration, we licensing round. Now the fact that in previous licensing rounds, for instance, in this country in 2012, we've been getting a requirement on a signature bonus we've been there on the companies. And these monies were in millions of dollars. So at that time, the industry been give the strength to the host countries, and the companies then they look for new frontiers, new opportunities. Today, when we get challenges, then we look at them strategically. Say signature bonus an hindrance to investment in this very challenging environment. So we remove signature bonus in the good spirit that companies then will come in and apply, and so the resources they will give in millions of dollars for signature, then we'll use them resources then they for further on exploration activities for able to find oil for benefit this country. So we remove signature bonus. Where they applaud and pretty much applaud that. And so today, what we go for negotiate is the other biddable items such as the surface rental fee, the taxes, the social programs and for the country, so follow we will win at the end of the day. Then after that process, if we meet up on the terms, the commercial terms and also the technical terms, because then therefore give you timeline and also therefore give you the activities then we then therefore conduct at certain point in time. So we don't agree on what we call the technical work program and the commercial and financial terms. Then we will now go to Parliament. We get the right for ratify then license there and put her into petroleum agreement contract into petroleum contract. We will now make the companies and come in and begin do the exploration work.
Negotiation a very key aspect in them process there. So and during the negotiation process here, and that and the huge corruption can happen in terms of agreement. We don't the issues of corruption. We get for do with heavy kickbacks, especially with foreign company them where they can do operation as Salone. In this negotiation process, you sure say you go negotiate with the interest of Salone people them.
Khadija, every aspect of the petroleum sector gets inclination for corruption. But let me say this again. Fortunately, Josephine is here. She's also a very young lady, and you and everybody in the studio today. We get a great opportunity for set things straight. In the past, the sectors in this country have been marred with corruption and all these sort of things. But you and I know we're in our 30s. It means we have, if God grant, we get over 30 years of active life. Now we side. So how, as ambassadors of we young generation, what do we do today? Now for land we into the tomorrow, into the future. So I owe that responsibility to myself, to my beginner, and to all of us as young people of Sierra Leone. For make sure say whatever we do, we do in a very transparent, in a very non-discriminatory fashion. For make sure say the people of this country get the best out of the natural resources there. I don't want to, as a young man, and I don't want to get rich overnight illicitly. I believe, say, serving the country, the opportunity what they don't do for serve right now, honor, we therefore done to the best of our moral standards to make sure, say, the interest of the people is reflected in the negotiations we're doing. We don't do petroleum licensing around. People then, the notion is, oh, people have gotten money, but that's not the case. We've done it in a transparent fashion. We had no relationship whatsoever with corruption when it comes to the license. That is why, in fact, if you run a program and you see people then where you not get licensed, if it was a situation where you take money from them, you will see people being very aggrieved. Coming to the negotiations, we're going to make sure that we involve the Attorney General's office because they deal with legal affairs. We want to make sure, say, in the long run tomorrow, nobody comes back and say you did the wrong thing and therefore we will terminate contract. Then we want the security to whatever contract we sign, and that is why in every process we invite Parliament, we invite stakeholder institutions to make sure say we do the right thing. And so we hope say we will negotiate in the best interest of the people in a fair, transparent and accountable fashion.
You mentioned about 2012, and inside 2012 we see companies them like Chevron, exploration company, and also Frank Timmins them been buy blocks them. What's in the happen to them block there now? What's not the status of them?
They're not a buy block. What they do, they give you license to operate in the area over a period of time.
So what's in the happen to the blocks then?
Okay, and so this is where we changed our strategy, because in 2012 signature bonus was there. Companies were paying millions of dollars, and some of these companies that wouldn't come, then pay the money at the end of the day, wouldn't give them license, they were unable to further on their exploration. And where I talk to you right now, I was the drilling engineer for one of the companies, the Luke Oil and gas company, where we discovered oil in Salone in 2013. So I know what will happen within the period of 2012 and 13. So then companies are either some of them not been get the resources after they awarding the license, or even the technical expertise for further on the exploration activities that would then be applied for. B, 2014, of course, we see Ebola was in this country, then oil prices started going southwards, and so a lot of priorities and cost optimization be the focus of most companies like Chevron and others. And interesting enough, companies that would have been in this country like Tolo, Luke Oil, and others will be not left. When we relaunched the licensing round, we engaged with them till to the 11th hour when oil prices went really miserable and coronavirus came. So these people, because of the high level of health and safety, high level of prioritization of investment, then decide to say they're not going to participate for now, but they will come back to Sierra Leone. That gives you the symptom of a renewed program, a program that is viewed to be transparent, a program that is viewed to be pragmatic in the sense that you create leverage for investment and make sure there is that bridge or balance between investment and associated risk.
So as we're talking now, almost active companies then they waiting to do exploration as well if you get any?
No, we don't get any. I mean, out of all the companies that were applying in 2012, by the time I came to the Petroleum Directorate, they all been done either then terminate the license because of failure to meet the contractual obligations, or then back out by themselves. So when I came in, I inherited two of these companies, but I tell you what, the records on these companies were miserable, and they're not going to meet the tenancy of the contractual obligations. So we didn't get all right as Sierra Leoneans for be patriotic to the interest of the people, so we cancelled their license. As I speak to you, these are the two new companies where they come for begin a new phase of exploration in the Sierra Leone basin.
This I can take you back to my first question. Chevron been get license for 2 blocks where then they operate on, and you mentioned see some of them company are not be able to operate them 2 blocks away then been get. Now we don't get a company we get 15 blocks. How somebody go like for no we no go see a situation who said themselves go back up or go to the stock market, sell them block here to other dealer them way, we no go away out.
I will bring you back to the early explanation. Every time we run a licensing round, we get different strategy. What you should consider here is the water depth outside company want, and you measure the water depth, because the deeper the area, the more expensive it is. You look at the company portfolio. Can this company, with the prevailing geological challenges, can this company work safely and efficiently in this environment? Chevron had 2 blocks. The aggregate size of them 2 blocks a day is more than the numerous graticular blocks within companies here get. It's about size, it's not really the name block, because if somebody gets 1 block we have 20,000 square kilometers and somebody gets 5 blocks we just make 4,000 kilometers. So it makes the difference is actually in the sizes of the blocks. And like I said, we did a very thorough assessment of the applications there. Clough Energy, for instance, what is exciting about the application of Clough Energy? We get the northern part of the basin where nobody no ever do exploration in it. Save one half part who started to do exploration in 1983 and 1982, 1985. So the new oil province here is Mauritania, Senegal, and Guinea-Bissau and the Gambia.
Right.
So we basically divided into two. So if Clough Energy can work on that northern part and get new information, it means Sierra Leone also constitutes this new province of hydrocarbon, where it will be very much attractive to international oil and gas companies for coming, do investment in Sierra Leone. So it's an exciting thing because it's a new frontier, new information will be obtained, and then that will lead to the exploration and possibly the commercial discovery of oil offshore Sierra Leone.
All right, Timothy Kava, continue for the between the program. I come over to you quickly, Josephine. Let we look at the time where on a go release different episode there so of the radio drama series the Kukura under the Kukura project. How often the girl picking them we go don't become interested in this particular radio drama series go the new episode for Mona?
So every week we release one new episode. We get the 5 radio stations that we get for the ARM. So yeah, we'll release one talk show and one drama episode today. It means that throughout the week, all the radio stations they are there for the player. We try hard for we make sure say every day we got picking tune a radio station at same time they were announced earlier on SLBC 7 p.m. every Monday and Saturday, 98.1 every Tuesday 6 p.m. and every Saturday 2 p.m. Education Radio every Tuesday and Thursday 3 p.m. Mercury Radio every Tuesday 2 p.m. every Friday 4 p.m. and every Saturday 9 a.m. and then last but not the least Afri Radio when every Tuesday 11 a.m. We want to make sure say anytime we got picking tune at them particular time in the contents go there for make the hearing. So when they do the educational work, they study, they listen to them teacher teach on radio, they have this other program that is also educative, very informative, but also fun and cool because we young people like cool things. So then we'll go there, then we'll interact with the panelists, with the moderator then. So since not so live, we know they record live, or they pre-record the program them, but we also get numbers there out. Also, guy picking, we're able to send message. So if you have question, you can send it, and the moderator then go there in the position for answer. We also they encourage guy picking the like where they go through certain forms of abuse there, not for suffer in silence. So there are series of interesting communication we get for the go on there. Also will show referral pathways them, how picking go report abuse, or how you could just not suffer in silence and communicate to party where you trust or to mentor where you trust. I make they give phones them to mentor. Apart from that, we get a WhatsApp group where they set up for all the mentors in the country. Inside our WhatsApp group, we get a safeguarding policy where they train we mentors them so that then go there in the position for respond swiftly in the event of abuse. So we get a safeguarding officer where then they report to, and that safeguarding officer go know who's for channel then case them.
Purposeful they get funds from DFID for implement this particular project for a period of 6 months according to you. If the 6 months period done, any plans for Purposeful for look for other funding so that we will continue with this radio drama series?
Of course, because Purposefully, as you know earlier, we're not to just organization where they exist and just not give out money to people where they do gal picky work. We primary focus before we take up this media brand. Now for make sure say anybody where they do gal picking work over the country, so far as the work interesting and a good and gal picking will benefit from her, we get access to those fundings that can connect those people, and then people and they go able to deliver programs to gal picking all across the country. As I talk to you, we get 30 organizations where we don't give out funds then too. We highest amount of grants they give out. I'm not going to say we're a grants making organization, we're not. We are partners to those people that do girls work. The highest amount of grants we don't give out is $100,000 when a Carl from Moyamba district gets them. Then they serve as sub-grantees, where then gets the fund and they give them to smaller organizations then. We're not basically go able to access big grants from big organizations.
Right.
So this is what we do. We bridge that gap from people that we not go able to talk, or where they do great work in their community, they get intimate relationship with people in their community, God picking in their community, but they're not able to express themselves or get grants from big organizations. This is where we come in play.
Continue
so
for
get
the
them
week
funding and they for reach them people in there.
Continue for the routine at the program, Josephine. Now they look at text messages them where people don't send at the program this morning. I will start for take now with Facebook page. Albert Fuji, they say, Mr. Director, from your presentation, one can envisage some flaws. Let's not be in a rush to tap investment opportunities and remind you this is, if not one of the last natural resources, we have to get it right from inception. From the past, our gold, diamond and iron ore mining were all started on a wrong footing and nothing is there to write home about.
This one say, what are the measures used to select these two companies?
More messages we don't come na the program this morning. This other one they say, I hope say this particular license we una don't give go benefit the young people in terms of job.
This one say, how do you come to the conclusion in selecting these two young girls? Are there any plans to extend your programs in the provinces? That now for Josephine.
From Emmanuel E.S. Talker, now Facebook page, they say, Mr. Kaba and his team has done a great job. My prayer is that the benefit he highlighted come into reality and affect the average Sierra Leoneans.
This one say, how will those licenses benefit the economy?
Kamara Abdul White, now Facebook page, they say, thanks to the Petroleum Directorate and the government for the reduction of fuel pump prices. We hope to see more reduction. God bless Mama Salone.
This one say, what are the names of the local farms that these petrol farms are in partnership with?
From Wia Moriba, they say, why are you guys turning companies away that want to spend their own money in Sierra Leone when nothing is happening in the economy right now, i.e. the 4 rejected companies? As a private citizen, I think you should encourage these 4 rejected companies for the remaining of the blocks that we are not giving out. This they come from the director of the Petroleum Directorate.
This one, the last one for me, say, Mr. Kaba, are we having sweet or crude oil?
This one they say, having an offshore petroleum exploration in your country is a fantastic news, but one would want to know the following. Are these offshore petroleum explorations in the interest of the ordinary citizen? How assured are we that this is not another African minerals or London mining, where citizens were sacked wrongly and taxes to government were not paid? What are their exploration duration, because it's not stated on the press release? What is our percentage as a country? They come out from NZ Amarana Facebook.
Okay, we come to we see you guests there now for can respond to the text message them, as we not get plenty time again inside the program. We start with you, Josephine, quick one.
Yeah, so purposeful the women office the Freetown, yeah, but not to for Freetown we they operate, not to Freetown we they operate we activities that we they reach girls. We they all over the country. We then are all districts in the country. Excluding Pujon where they try for reach because we not get partner it inside Pujon district. But we open to the call of tap into that particular district and reach girls picking in other districts. But like I say, we then are all districts in the country except for that one district. We program then they reach 17,000 girls. We're not so Freetown then they all scatter all about the country. So for the person we ask if na Freetown number we program they no we program not in a Freetown. We program now for make sure say we reach that we call them hard to reach girl. Where then that hard to reach community, that community we mostly not notable. Now in will they exist for. Now I make a state say right now as they talk, we they distribute funds them all across the country for meet mentors them all across the country, because we understand say when it comes to technology, one way for make we move girls them out is they don't have access. So because of they not get access, so any content where they go outside the country on radio or on the internet, immediately they don't be disqualified for access. So when we give phones them to mentors them, this phone we install WhatsApp, so they join the all now with WhatsApp group. We say they constantly get information, we go shape their life and we then go use for shape girl picking their life. Then the phones they all get radio station. So that radio station and they go they listen to the contents of what they produce every week. Then go meet now smaller groups them, maybe in a group of 10, then practice all the social distancing thing they will they talk, then they go pass on their information and discuss the contents they will roll out.
Thank you very much, Josephine, and we can now to Timothy Kaba for response to messages.
Yes, as I said, several of the messages then directed towards me. Some of you talk about why we reject the 4 companies, and like I stated, we want to make sure we get the right companies then for Ghana, Sierra Leone, and we get the companies that they can do work where they're able to do the work. No one day in a situation where you just bring companies in for companies' sake, just because you want investment in the country where the investment not go able to do the work where we want them for promotes the hydrocarbon interests of the people of this country.
That leads me to my next question, Mr. Kaba. In the past, we don't they see company then they get 1 or 2 blocks, but in this area, una just give so many blocks to them to company there. So why?
Yeah, like I said, it's about size. It's not really number of blocks. These blocks are graticular blocks. They're very small, and when you put them in aggregate, then they're within very reasonable sizes. And then 2 companies that may not even take up to 10% of we basin. So it is right. It is within the law, and it's a strategy that was adopted for create competitiveness. We take small blocks and then blocks and then sizes them really relevant in the discussion.
Yeah, so quick while we select some of the messages then. Salone, na sweet or sour crude oil we get?
We not get sour. When we say sweet oil, oil exists in its natural form, what they call crude oil. From the word crude means in its very not refined form. And the discoveries that will be made now, within the rheological properties and the other analysis that we then do, petrophysical property analysis that we then do on the oil, now is sweet crude oil, which means you not get too much sulfur and heavy, recoverable. So they're making the call on sweet light oil. So for response to the other question, somebody say, they say if this could be in the interest of the people, what's not exploration duration, what's not the country in percentage. Exploration license, they last for 7 years, right from the day of ratification of the petroleum license by the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Within that 7-year day, it is expected that companies therefore don't do the exploration, i.e., do what they call seismic acquisition for get information, drill wells, determine whether if they make discovery, whether a commercial discovery, whether they go advance into development and production. Then the country in percentage, say natural resources belong to the state and the country get natural resources there. But for that period of exploration, we would give a license to the company, then government not contribute any explicit contribution in the sense that government will put any money into it. But government gets what they call implicit cost, which is the opportunity cost for having the basin, and therefore government gets a carried interest, non-equity servicing interest of 10%. Until such time when oil is discovered, then the government has an allowable 15% more for add to in 10% we get. We're going to make government get 25% with 10 being carried and 15 being
Talking about exploration, we get processing, we get storage, and we get for use refinery. We all in stage are so very important for job creation and contribution to the economy. How then company get for operate in this direction?
Well, the sector is divided into 3. We deal with the upstream, that is the exploration, development and production. You get the Minister of Trade and agency, one of the Petroleum Regulatory Agency, then they deal with storage, distribution and regulation of the downstream sector. So as we go along, whilst we develop the upstream, I believe investors and government will see the need for expand on areas like refinery, more storages, if we get oil, so that the crude form of the oil not will be just exported, but then go also refine them for the consumption of Sierra Leoneans.
So finally, before you left with Mr. Director, within na the future way they envisage for Salone in terms of oil production in few words?
Well, I'm very optimistic. Sierra Leone is an unfinished business with proven hydrocarbon reserve. They don't do oil exploration in this country, where I was an engineer in one of the projects. So I believe, say, in the long run, if we continue to get the right investment, we will strike on that commercial quantity of oil. We will change the economic landscape of this country and provide jobs for everybody, and especially the young people. That is why they say young people therefore focus on developing themselves rather than being used by unscrupulous politicians for destroy them future. We all want to arrive at this future as young people for make the best out of the natural resources.
Quick one, we don't see allegations, then people they complain, say we see ship now outside just park where then they allege of illegal or illicit exploration. How you sector they deal with that? And security of them people are where they can work on the sea.
The state gets security apparatus, then they also get the Maritime Authority, and I think that they're concerned with anything where they deal with the water. So we know they deal with the security of the marine territories of the country, but as far as we're concerned, there is no company that is operating in the waters of Sierra Leone with respect to oil and gas exploration.
All right, thank you very much. Quickly, Josephine, waiting a word of encouragement we go left to then gal picking there, so that when on a begin for the different episode them of the Kukara radio drama series, then go able for stay glued to the different radio them.
Okay, Kaukura de Kam, Kaukura de Comonado, New Moon de Comonado for gal picking them. This not same way gal picking enough for take the back seats, not same way we all for station on radio for listen this program here. We go shape the way they think and the way community they think about gal picking at the country. Do ya every Wednesday. You ain't a fan of this radio station 98.1. Now for tune in at 6 p.m. every Wednesday and 2 p.m. every Saturday. You go get good content so we go shape gal picking in life. Again, I want to say Mercury will go there Tuesday at 2 p.m., Friday at 4 p.m. and Saturday at 9 p.m. Afri Radio will go there Tuesday at 11 a.m. Then Education Radio. So all them picking and go for the listen to educational contents them. We will there Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Finally
Thank
on
you,
SLBC we go there Monday and Thursday.
Thank you
Dear,
very
we
much.
encourage everybody for listening to this program as it will change everybody in life in the country.
Thank you very much, Josephine Kamara. We're now the end of the program. Good morning, Salome. Many thanks to the Director General for the Petroleum Directorate, Alex Lawrence Kumar, Michael Sambola, na they produced the program, DJ Ahmad give it technical support, Moses Kavora and in team, na they make una watch me live now Facebook page. Mina Khadija Bangwa, they say, get yourself a blessed weekend.
And Moses Kamara, they say bye-bye.
All right, I'm searching all that to get inside. Good morning, Salone.